pretty incredible ever since I've gotten rid of all my vehicles for the most part. This Ram truck is my favorite truck to drive. Chevy heavy duty really takes the cake, but it's bigger than this, so it's a little more challenging. But I mean, that is the nicer truck as far as just really over the road comfort. This here is very nice, but I like, and the rumble, and believe it or not, I'm getting like 13.5 miles per gallon. That damn truck, that Duramax truck doesn't get much better than, doesn't really get any better than this in all reality. And you're paying more money for, well, yeah, the fuel's about the same. Diesel and premium is probably within the same realm of pricing. So once again, it's just incredible. Now the Colorado, the kid has the Colorado, and I don't know. That's a great little truck. It is. And the challenge for me now is, it isn't like the good old days. I can kind of get rid of something and then, what's the big deal? I'll just go buy something else. That ain't happening. I'm learning a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I'm not talking to you guys about because it's just a little too private. And then the wife, and even in some ways my daughter, they get embarrassed for all the stuff that's going on with my life with the finances. I've been through this stuff. I've been through it a few times. This is the most radical yet. But the point is, I'm learning a lot of things, and I'm figuring things out. It's such a game, everybody. We live in a society of such a game. And what's so unfortunate is that people have all the money. They know how to play the game and skate the system and walk from a lot of really bad things they do. And the little guy doesn't understand how to play the game. So they get sucker punched. And they pay the price because they just don't have the knowledge and how to play the game. So for me, I really am, seeing some things like, oh, okay, well, yeah, really, really. So I'm learning a lot. And as time goes on, if I can weather through all this crap and kind of turn the ship around, then I'll be more open to talk to you about what I figured out and what I did. But until I do that, I really can't, because if I turn the ship and I get back on the road to be in a better position from what I've created myself, then it won't be a focal point of me being such a failure and being embarrassed as a wife or the kid's father. I should say the husband or the kid's father. So, but it is interesting times, that's for sure. And for me, I've had to pay the way for their hard school, the hard knocks of school, or hard school knocks, however you want to basically phrase the word. But yeah, have I taken some pretty big hits? I have. And pray for a miracle is what I always say. It's only a little, well, it's 2:30, 2:35, but this road here now is starting to get very congested, to say the least, because the schools all start letting out. A lot of government workers around here. This road is a main road. It's basically a main thoroughfare from Frederick, I should just say Maryland to Virginia, even Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York. A lot of people use this road to get down the eastern seaboard, and then most people that live in Maryland, that live in the northern part of Maryland, they're using this road to get to work in Virginia. Or there's many people that are using this road to get from, they have sales calls or deliveries. So this road really is a very heavy traveled road, and it comes in pockets, but as the day progresses, it'll definitely become much more congested. But we've had a big decrease in crashes. We've had a lot of sad stories on this road of people dying on this road. Used to be posted 55. Now it's 45, so the 55, everybody's doing 65, 70. Now the 45, everybody's doing basically 55, 60. And sad story, this young girl was coming up this road, and she's probably in a small car, and she went off to the edge, and her tire caught the edge of the road where she was riding the shoulder, and she overreacted and drove her car right into an oncoming truck and instantly killed her. There's a Mustang GT, vapor blue. And what's a really sad story up here is where, I mean, it's just a sad story. I know I've mentioned on my channel years ago, but here's a father with two young teenage children, a daughter and a son, and they get in the old Jeep, older Jeep, not a newer one, probably a 1970s open air Jeep. Could have been an 80s, but my impression was it was just an old Jeep that the kids took out for a fun drive. And to this day, it's a mystery on how they crashed. They went off the road and down into a ravine, and the father found them. Sad part is they went missing. Nobody knew where they went, and so the father started driving around looking for them, and he's the one that found them down the ravine, dead from impact of the Jeep crashing. But it's the biggest mystery. No police, no, emergency. Nobody knows why those two kids, the driver of that Jeep, drove off the road into a ravine. So the speculation is that a deer jumped in front of them, and the person steered the vehicle to avoid hitting the deer, not realizing driving off into the shoulder of the road, then turned into a big deep ravine where you now have gone down, it's basically a hill, a ditch, and then the vehicle, upon impact, probably snapped their necks or whatever it may be, and probably killed them. And that happened up here at the Y. We call it the Y in the road. But then there's another story. When I got to high school, this is back in the early 80s, I'll never forget the couple that was madly in love that went to Alaska. They went on a big, road excursion, road trip to Alaska. And when they're up in Alaska, the man, the boy, what do you want to call him, the boy and girl, boyfriend, girlfriend, he was going up the road, and I don't know if it was a moose or what big animal up there in Alaska came out on the road, and once again, he tried to avoid hitting the animal, and he drove into oncoming traffic, and it killed he and his girlfriend. Now, it could have been the girl driving, but I swear it was the boy that was driving the car. So here it goes. Here comes the backup where the traffic starts slowing down, and it goes from being a 4-lane road to a 2-lane road. And I've been here since 1991, driving this road. And the road, for the most part, is exactly the same as it was with 91. I mean, they definitely have done some improvement on the shoulder. They cleaned the shoulder up so it wasn't such a abrupt edge. And then they widened it in parts where developments came in. But the 2-lane road, it's still a 2-lane road. So now what's happening is that the middle school, elementary school is letting out. Well, no, it's a middle school because the elementary school is back where I just came from. So the middle school kids are getting out of school, and the parents are on the road to pick their kids up, and then it's just now time of day 2:40. But here's the thing: right here, so right here where the split is, right up where that white car is, the Jeep went off the road and it went down into like a ravine over there. And the father filed a complaint against the state and the county that there was no guardrail there. If you look, there's no guardrail there. And he filed a complaint that, if that guardrail had been there, his children wouldn't have died, because that guardrail protected someone from going down that big steep ditch. And so he filed a complaint. It was like 10 years later that the state finally put in that guardrail. So they totally ignored him. They didn't, nothing came from his father's because they don't know what happened. Nobody to this day knows, as far as they know, what happened. So here's all the traffic. So you're already at 241 in this Virginia, D.C., Maryland area. This road's already massively backed up. So the odds are I'll probably go through the back way instead of the same way I'm coming right now. You know, so it's the 4 to the 2. Who doesn't know these stories? Relive 4 lanes of traffic, and I think it's 35,000 cars plus a day travel up this road. Two-door Bronco, I had one of those. I had a yellow one. It's incredible how many cars I've owned. Even for me, it's beyond believable how many different vehicles I've owned. And it's beyond believable, rarely to have anybody reach out and really say, hey, what do you think about this? I've owned like so many cars. Who would you ask as an opinion of what you think makes sense and doesn't? Obviously not me. Here we go. Pennsylvania tag. You know, if you pay attention to tags, you're going to see Maryland, Pennsylvania. Basically, you see more Maryland. You know, you'll see the Virginia tags, but a lot of Maryland tags. Especially in the morning. See there? Look at that there. Look at that. It's already, that's going to be a 30-minute, which I'm not going to do it, that's going to be a 30-minute plus drive. At least. What's everybody doing on the road? You ever thought about it? Does anybody go to work anymore? You're probably saying, what about you, Iceman? Well, dude, you know, I'm 62 years old for the record. Yeah. You know how many years I've been living down the wheel of a car? You know how many years I earned my retirement 10 years ago. What's incredible now, I mean, I literally have friends that are now retired. I have many business people I've done business with that have retired. They've sold out, they're retired. It's incredible. So just, it's a fact that I'm witnessing others that manage their money right, manage their lifestyle right, and they're like, you know what? I can now just stay home or do what I want to do. There's limitations. I mean, I think most would raise their hand and say, I'm retired, but I don't have a lot of money to go do a lot. but I do enjoy the fact that I don't have to work anymore. So I think most people would raise their hand and say, yeah, the enjoyment of me not having to report to work and a boss and all the riffraff and all the crap that goes on the job and all the customers. My dad's favorite saying to me always was, went for all these damn customers all day long, this job would be pretty damn good. That's one of Popcorn's famous sayings. So the whole point is, yeah, once again, I think a lot of people would say, yeah, I definitely enjoy the retirement, but if there ain't no Iceman adventures going on, there ain't no, let me go out and buy yet another car, truck, motorcycle, you know, you got to manage your money more than ever. And it's interesting how, for whatever reason, people get preference to park their trucks and cars all along this area, and I'm always puzzled of who says that's good or bad. So the guys that used to own that, they're my age. They sold out. They're now retired. And here is Tractor Supply, very quiet. But it's raining out, so can only imagine why. Kind of interesting. I swear Tractor Supply used to sell the bad boy lawnmowers. and being I used to sell lawnmowers and equipment, I wonder what happened to that brand. Let's go inside and see if I can irk dog fans. I can irk and go, oh my God, you got them, those bones. Oh, they're gonna kill them, man. You're gonna kill them. Why would you do that? I don't know, because I'm stupid, that's why. We're gonna go to Tractor Supply. When this place first opened up, this was my go-to excitement place to go somewhere and buy tools, buy bolts and nuts and this and that. Oh, I forgot to bring my damn pole driver once again, which I could have frickin' brought back in exchange for the right one, but yet I forgot to do it yet another day, everybody. It just doesn't end. Better get his cart. And it's interesting to see all these different characters that work here. Here's my one buddy. And you need a hat. Need some shoes. Oh, this is what I should have got, everybody. This is what I should have got. Man, how much is this? This is classic. How much is this one? Probably $200-300 bucks. $200. You know, but man, you'd have to secure this thing because of the big winds. That thing would fall down. So now, all right, flea and tick control. All right, so let's see what I can get the dogs. That will. So I think this is here. I was thinking right here, but that's too big. But that would be entertaining. But I think this is the ones here at the Galore Z. So I think I get a bunch of these. But you know what? I think I get some big ones for like prints. I think that'd be kind of entertaining. So I'm thinking get a bunch of these. I used to get my dog's pig's ears all the time. But I think they get after you on that stuff eventually. Yeah, pig ear. So I'm thinking, so it's not too bad on the price. You get a bunch of these. What are those here? Oops, these are pork. These are pork. Yeah, so I think this is the right idea, everybody. But I like the idea. Let's see what this damn thing's made of. That's the country. Oh man, see, like, so I already know, like, the big boys. Yeah, the big boys are gonna like this. Pretty disgusting, right? What animals am I picking up here, right? I hear you loud and clear, man. That's another big one there. Ham. Definitely make about 10 of these damn things. That's for sure. Ah, there we go. What do you think, huh? What do you think, everybody? Yeah, I hear you. I wouldn't do that. Where's the pooper scoopers? Right now, I'm just feeding these guys treats with flea for the flea and tick thing, and I actually like it. I don't know where I got that. I think I got it at Sam's Club. See, I bought a bunch of these things. All the dogs ripped them all off. I hate giving the damn pills. Or you take that stuff and you spread the liquid on them. Oh, you know what I get? I'm gonna get some more pond stuff. Oh, I'm a big knife guy. Dangerous. When I go in the knife section, I got a bunch of these things in my trucks. Well, they say you can't have a gun in DC, but you maybe have one glimmer of hope. If you know what I mean by that. So this is what I got last time. This algae cure. So I think that stuff, this stuff here scares me here. That there. I think I could get myself in trouble on that. Maybe I get some Blue Bayou. That's pretty cool. Maybe we get some. Also, I think we get some color. Give the pot a little cover. Color, and then I'm gonna get this here. And I just want to give like one more shot. I had success with this, so I'll leave it at that right there. Now, in today's world, somebody rolled up to you. Look at this here. Oh, so somebody's opened this package up here. As a kid, wouldn't you just love that? I got a bunch of BB gun stuff. You wonder where the violence comes from, right? Does it start young, everybody? I think personally, the video games, now that there, guarantee you'd step back on that one. I personally think the video games in today's world do more damage than somebody buying a handgun or a gun. I mean, come on. Sincerely, people sit around all day long, playing games, murdering people. So let's see how the birdies are doing. At one time, I couldn't keep them in stock. Yeah, I'll pass on that. Yet another project in my life. And there's something here I probably need, but I won't remember till I leave. I mean, there's always something you need, right? Leave it at that. Well, hello there. Well, there you go. I had $20 of rewards. I had $20 worth of rewards. So I went from being close to 200 bucks down to about 170. Wow, this freaking thing. Good Lord, man. This freaking cart is heavy. Holy crow. I got some freaking bones in here, man. Yeah, so should have started doing this a while ago. But am I that smart? Nope. But I know some people will argue. I already know it. They're going to be like, oh, that's the worst thing you can give your dog. Okay, well, all right. Just let them eat. Let them start eating my plastic containers. You know, whatever. It's never going to be a perfect world, people. Where did that all come from? Where did all the perfect world crap come from? Does anybody know? I mean, sincerely, who brainwashed everybody where everything has to be perfect? She double bagged this. So there you go. And here we go. And then I'm going to, with it raining, I'm going to walk around the property, put that algae cure in, and then I'll probably do the color the next day. Yeah, I'm all out. But you know, I'm really have to get motivated on doing next, everybody, is painting my damn trim work on my house, which, oh my gosh, I dread that one. I dread the idea of the painting side of it. And this is where it just starts to play out my life. It's like, if I would disappear for a while, then, you know, just pick up the pieces when I come back home, and you lose time. I got Julia that little tricycle. I think that's a smaller one, it looks like. Where's that thing, right? Alright, back to the rumble.